Today we are building raised garden beds the right way, anchored, reinforced, and done right from the beginning. I'm partnering with Simpson Strong Tie to show you exactly how to make that happen. Let's go. Now we can start. We've got this space in the corner of our backyard. We don't use it. It's kind of just like this empty corner, but it's got pristine lighting and my hose is about 10 feet that way. So that makes it even better. Perfect lighting, water source, easy access, good size. So let's get started. Let's make this happen. Let's do it in one afternoon. You ready? A lot of raised garden beds fail because they're not anchored at the base level. They'll start to lean, they'll rot out, all of the things that we don't want happening. So we're gonna do it well, we're gonna do it right, and I'm gonna show you how. Let me walk you through the plan. It'll come 2 feet off the fence. I'm gonna be able to walk behind it. So 2 feet off of here. This board is our 16-foot long. This will be the whole back. And then from the back, we'll go forward 8 feet. Then we will have a 4-foot space to here. And here's where we'll use. So, excuse me, buddy. Watch out, Dozer. So then we'll go up to here. This will go 8 feet across. And that's just open so that we're able to harvest all around. The plan here is to get everything set with my cinder blocks and my wood. I'm going to use this to get the shape that I want, and then this makes it really nice because you can move things around. If you want your wood shorter, if you want your wood longer, you'll see down the road. I actually end up slanting one of my boards in just to make it so I have easier, better access to my whole garden. It's honestly what took the longest, just making sure everything was in the right spot. I actually ended up going back after placing everything before putting the rebar in and making a few adjustments because I had measured things based off of my 16-foot piece. However, I hadn't taken into account the inches that the cinder block would add on. So I went back and cut a few and then also ended up making the inner side pieces slanted so that I had an easier time reaching the back corners of my garden without having to walk all the way around. As far as making things level, I'm not too worried about the sides and the parts that are on the grass. I know there will be some natural settling. However, along this back part, I did have to dig out with my shovel because the rocks in the back section of my yard made the board significantly higher. Once I was able to dig those out, I was able to make sure everything was level and got it all where I needed it to go.
So, Mom, if we have a vegetable garden, because we can, so they can grow, and then we can not buy food.
Yep. While he finishes up doing those, I'm gonna tie my shoe and then make sure all of our 2x12s are cut to the proper length. I cut these really close and tight because I wanted them to be really tight inside of our cinder blocks. They were kind of tricky to get in, but once they were in, they were not going to move. Right, here's where we shook things up a bit because I had forgotten to account for the extra inches that the cinder block would add. So we cut off a bit of extra just to make sure that everything fit the way that we wanted to. All in all, it only took off about a half a foot. We also brought the 2 inner boards in the center in at a slight diagonal. This just makes it so that I'm able to reach across the garden all the way to the back from the front. All right, it's time to talk about the star of the show. These are my Simpson Strong Tie Titen Turbo stainless steel, concrete, and masonry anchors. These bad boys are going to complete the whole thing. My favorite part about these is they are specifically made for concrete and masonry, outside, all that jazz. So down the road, we're not going to have any issues. Let's go. Before we fully attach the tops, I needed to make sure that the bottom that was touching the ground was sealed. Instead of flipping them all over and sealing the top and then flipping them over again, I just sealed the tops that were showing, and then once those dried, we flipped them back over. This part is really important because you're going to add that extra barrier. I'll also be putting weed barrier in here and sealing all the wood again. I just wanted to make sure to get the ones that were going to be touching the ground done right away because I didn't want to flip them later. We have officially made it to the good part. So Our frame is all done. Everything's laid out. We've got all of our cinder block corners in with the rebar. All of our wood is cut. We've sealed it. We flipped it over so that the sealed side is on the grass. I'll go back and seal the rest of it once it's all together. Now we're going to use our screw anchors to attach our wood to our cinder block, which is going to make it solid and sturdy and perfect. Temps have dropped, but we're this close to being done. So I'm going to pre-drill each of these. I'm using a 3/16 bit. I'm going to take my screw, get it all ready, and throw it in there.
These anchors are made specifically for attaching wood into cement or cinder block. So you can see I've drilled the holes into the base plate and down into the cinder block. It's going to make it so my screw goes down nice and smooth. Proper spacing is 12 to 16 inches, so I've just got one of these on each corner. My wood to wood screws are 16 inches apart in the center.
Anchoring this base plate is going to prevent shifting in the future. It's going to reduce movement over time and then reinforce the whole structural connection between the wood and the masonry. My favorite thing about this product is that I don't have to have any fancy equipment. I can just use my normal drill and driver to make these screws work properly and efficiently and do the job that I need them to do. This makes it perfect for the backyard DIYer like you and me. These garden boxes are solid, even withstanding the dad shake test. We did it. Raised garden beds. My first garden ever is about to happen, and I am pumped. These are all anchored at the corners, reinforced, not going anywhere. This garden bed is going to be here for the next century. The materials are all listed below for you. Easy, quick access. Thank you again to Simpson Strong Tie for sponsoring this build. It turned out better than I could have ever imagined. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow for part 2 because we are just getting started in this backyard. I mean, we've got a garden to plant. See you next time.
Shout out to my furry assistants, Dozer and Louie, who I could not do this project without. After all, everybody needs a shadow.